Today is Thursday, February 15th. I'm Melissa Holmes with a look at what's happening in the news. One person is dead and more than 20 people injured after shots were fired at the end of the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade. A joyful celebration quickly turned into fear and chaos, with terrified fans running for cover when shots rang out at the end of the parade. One person was killed and at least 21 other people were injured, including 8 children. Authorities say 8 of those injuries are considered life-threatening. Radio station KKFI posted on Facebook to say radio DJ Lisa Lopez Galvin was the woman who was killed. An estimated 1 million people were in downtown Kansas City for the parade to rally behind the Chiefs' second championship win. No players, staff, or coaches for the Chiefs were hurt. Kansas City police say 3 people are in custody as part of the investigation into the shooting, and they're asking anyone who directly witnessed the shooting or who has video to contact them. Atlanta police are questioning 3 possible suspects after 4 students were shot in their high school parking lot. Police say someone opened fire from a car outside Benjamin E. Mays High School. All 4 students suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police haven't released a description of the vehicle involved, but say they are investigating. In Atlanta, John Sherrick brings us more details and reactions to the shooting.
Gunfire and panic.
Yeah, it was like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it was back to back.
9th grader Corey Thomas and his classmates at Atlanta's Benjamin E. Mays High School ran for cover.
Okay, so we're confirming there are going to be a total of 4 people shot at the location.
Someone had shot and wounded 4 students in the Mays High School parking lot as school was letting out for the day. Just before the gunfire, there had been a fight, police say, and school police showed up and were there, and that's when someone began shooting. Video from a witness shows 2 of the students being taken away for treatment. Mays High School is Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens' alma mater.
Yeah, I'm shocked and heartbroken.
The mayor describing all that the city has been doing to try to reduce youth violence.
But incidents like today, where young folks can have access to a gun, this is concerning and it's dangerous.
Families of the wounded students with them at Grady Hospital as police at Mays High School worked into the night, interviewing some 100 possible witnesses. Police promising more security at the school immediately.
I'm still scared.
This was Corey Thomas's first day at Mays. He and his family had just moved to Atlanta.
I'm like frightened.
Corey's mother, Ebony Steele, not sure she'll let him go back.
Honestly, I need to have a conversation with the school about safety measures, not just for my son, but for all students and for the staff as well.
3 of our officers were shot today, serving an arrest warrant on someone who was cruel to animals.
3 police officers were shot in Washington, D.C. while trying to make an animal cruelty arrest. The incident started Wednesday morning with an hours-long standoff when the suspect refused to leave the home and opened fire on police. The shooter then barricaded himself inside, forcing neighbors to evacuate.
Craziness, chaos, and confusion.
After nearly 13 hours, 46-year-old Julius James was arrested on those animal cruelty charges, but more are expected to come. All 3 officers who were shot are expected to make a full recovery. New details are coming out about the death of Gabby Petito ahead of the civil lawsuit against the parents of Brian Laundrie. Court documents filed this week include depositions from the couple. They detailed, quote, the day everything hit the fan. They recalled frantic phone calls with their son, which reportedly took place just days after Brian Laundrie killed Petito, his fiancée, and went on the run. According to the court documents, the Laundries both confessed to being told, quote, Gabby's gone, and that they needed to call a lawyer. The couple claims they did not ask their son what he meant and that they were not told that she was dead. Her remains were found 3 weeks after Brian called his parents. He later died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The Laundries are being sued by Petito's family, who claim they knew their son had killed Gabby and intentionally withheld that information. A resident in Central Oregon was diagnosed with a case of bubonic plague this week. Oregon officials say they likely contracted the disease from a sick pet cat. Sadly, the cat did not make it, but the resident is responding well to treatment. Officials say people in the community are not at risk. Nowadays, plague is not at all common, but there are a handful of cases every year. Catherine Cook spoke to doctors who say this is a good reminder to follow some basic steps to help prevent the plague and other diseases.
When news of the bubonic plague in Oregon hit this week, it spread like well, you know. But hang on a second.
The likelihood of this happening to you or your pet is extremely rare.
Still, Dove Lewis vet Dr. Hannah Marshall understands the hysteria.
The plague in general, yes, it's very easy to think about the medieval times, the buckets, the rats everywhere, you know, bring out your dead if you watch Monty Python, that sort of a thing. But truth be told, it's an extremely rare disease that we deal with in our pets as well as the human population.
Health officials say the plague infected a cat and its owner this month in Central Oregon. It's the first human case of the bubonic plague in Oregon since 2015. A Deschutes County health officer said the pet owner is alive and has been responding well to treatment. Sadly, the cat did not survive. Health officials say because the disease was detected in its early stages, it didn't spread and poses little risk to the community. Pets can get bubonic plague from infected rodents or fleas and can then transfer the infection to humans. Typically, symptoms start 2 to 8 days after exposure and can include fever, nausea, muscle aches, and very swollen lymph nodes.
So if your pets are on appropriate flea control, then I wouldn't stress at all about this sort of a thing. The bigger worry would be if you have outdoor cats that have high flea or rodent exposure and that aren't on any preventatives or protection.
State health officials say in the rare case the bubonic plague does show up, there are treatments with a high success rate.
And for humans, it's the same thing. We have antibiotics that will treat individuals and prevent an infection right away. But you need to do those prevention components to make sure that you're not exposed and your animal is not exposed.
Another way to prevent that? Experts say avoid contact with rodents and don't feed animals like squirrels or chipmunks. Again, doctors say you don't need to worry. Just be vigilant.
And a lot of it is cluing into, is your cat feeling sick? Do they have flea exposures? Plus, then do you have signs that come on within a few days?
William Bill Post, the man who created the iconic toaster pastry Pop-Tarts, has died at the age of 96. Post worked as a plant manager for the Michigan-based Heckman Biscuit Company, which later became Keebler Company, when Kellogg's approached him to make a new breakfast product. Kellogg's executives had an idea for something like a pie, 2 pieces of dough with filling inside. Well, Post ran with the idea, and Pop-Tarts debuted in 1964 with 4 original flavors: strawberry, blueberry, brown cinnamon sugar, and apple currant. And to this day, the toaster pastry remains a breakfast favorite, with about 3 billion sold in 2022. Post continued to work at Keebler, eventually retiring as senior vice president, but staying on as a consultant per Kellogg's request for the next 20 years. Marvel has officially revealed its cast for a new Fantastic Four movie. Using a Valentine on Instagram, the film studio announced Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Eben Moss-Backrack, and Joseph Quinn will star in the upcoming film. Pascal will play the leader of the group, Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. Kirby will play Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. And Moss-Backrack will play Ben Grimm, also known as The Thing. Quinn will play Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. The upcoming movie is expected to hit theaters in July 2025. You're all caught up. Thanks for joining us. I'm Melissa Holmes. Have a great day.